So it's finally time to take a look at Creative's new headset, which is the H5s. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tech Yes City. This is Brian coming to you guys today with a brand new headset from Creative. This is their new H series line, and this is the H5s, which I'm going to be taking a look at today. So I'm going to be talking about the features and what utility this headset brings to the average gamer, both amateur and pro alike. And then I'm going to be giving you guys a mic test and then talking about how it compares to something like an audiophile pair of headphones and giving you my subjective thoughts and opinions on the headset. So starting from top to bottom, we have the Headband, which is very flexible and it's coated in pleather. So this is a very comfortable material that they've gone with. Me gaming for it on hours, I did not have any problems with the headband itself. And then moving down from there, we've got aluminium connectors which connect to the headband. They've also got markings there to let you know how the adjustments are, and they also click when you adjust it. Also coming out of the headphone is a braided cable there, which allows for flexibility when you're adjusting the headphones. Also, that's connected to the headphone casing, which is made of both aluminium and plastic, with the outer casing there having the Blaster X logo being made of aluminium, and that's red and black to go with the rest of the theme of the headphones. Now, the actual headphone casing itself is plastic and it is very sturdy. However, it's a good thing they've used plastic because it allows the overall weight of the headphones to be 285 grams with the microphone attached, which is a very comfortable weight for long-term gaming sessions. Now, the inner pads themselves are removable and they are made of pleather. Now, sweat fans will have no complaints here. I tend to sweat easily and I wasn't finding myself sweating after a few hours of gaming with these headphones, so that's a good thing. Now, you can also replace this with velvet if you wish to, as the size is a pretty standard size amongst the audiophile world. So taking off the inner ear pads reveals the speakers, the 50mm full spectrum speakers as Creative call it, with a frequency response of 20 Hz all the way up to 20 kHz. This is over 118 decibel sensitivity at 1 milliwatt as they rate it. And honestly, they are pretty sensitive and they put out a good sound, though I'll talk about that a little bit later in the subjective opinion of the audio. Moving on to the last place of the headphone, which is the bottom, we've got the 3.5mm jacks there, one being for the actual headphone input and output, and also one being for the detachable microphone, which will allow you essentially to use this headset as a headphone if you're traveling. Onto the cables themselves, they're 1.2 meters and they're both braided and they're both very thick. Now, the two separate cables essentially allows you to use this headset as a 1.2 meter length if you want to use it for traveling, and just plug it into your smartphone, which will have the 4-prong end there. So you can also use this for Skype calls with your smartphone. And then moving that, if you wish to extend it to your PC, you've got an additional 1.2 meters there, which will split to both a 3.5mm jack for the mic and the headphones separately. Onto the last part of this headset is the microphone itself, which has aluminium ribbed casing here to allow for a flexible adjustment which holds very well. You've also got a boom filter on the microphone and the 3.5mm jack with its own unique grooves there. Now, the microphone itself does have a frequency response of 100 Hz all the way to 15 kHz at a 40 decibel sensitivity. So that's a look at the headset itself. Let's move on now to a mic test. So here's a mic test on the Creative H5's attached boom mic. So I'll just pause for a few seconds and let you hear if the mic is introducing any noise. And then I'll also quickly do some ambient noise in the background as well. So that was from about 5 meters away. So let's quickly move on now to the v-moda Boom Pro and do the exact same tests. Okay, so now we've got the v-moda Boom Pro up, and this is just me talking normally just like the H5 headset, so I'll quickly pause for a second. And now the settings are exactly the same levels as the H5, and I'll also quickly do a background noise test. Sorry, it's actually from about 3 meters away. So that's just ruffling a plastic bag. So now it's conclusion time, and I'm going to give you guys my subjective thoughts and opinions about the Creative H5s. Now, a lot of people want to know how do they sound, and I'll get onto that very soon, but I'll say as soon as I picked these things up out of the box, I've been nothing but impressed with the build quality, the comfort, which I will add as well. The actual size of the headphones, they will fit small to medium heads. I kind of think of myself as having a medium-sized head, and these kind of at max distance match my head or fit my head pretty well. So I imagine if you have a large head, these might not fit your head. But now onto the sound itself. Very full sound. Very good. The bass is balanced. It's not too overpowering. It's not too underwhelming. It's just right in my opinion. They've also got the bass port there, which on a closed headphone itself will give you a bit more bass. However, that bass port does allow a little bit of noise to creep in, so it's not a fully closed off headphone. You will be able to still hear ambient noises. Now onto the mids themselves. Another great point about these headphones, they reveal a lot of detail. They're very crisp mids. I like where it's at. And also the 3D imaging on that note is good. It's there, but it's not as good as something, for instance, my HD 595s, which have a lot better of a 3D image than the actual H5s do, but they're an open headphone, so keep that in mind. Also, my Fidelio L1s have a little bit better 3D imaging than the H5s. So they've got decent 3D imaging, though it is a little bit of a weakness of the H5s. Now moving on to the treble itself, this is another thing I like about the H5s. Great treble. It's balanced, it's smooth, it's not invasive, and that's exactly where I like my treble. So ultimately, the sound itself, I would call it a neutral sound. It's very nice to listen to, and for hours and hours of gaming, you're gonna find yourself having a great time with this headset. Now on to the next part, which is the mic. Obviously another important part of a headset. I thought the mic was a little bit lackluster in terms of the actual sound going into it, but a benefit of this microphone is that it was very sensitive. It was extremely sensitive, and so it will work on any device, and no ambient or outside noise was really creeping in, and there was no inherent noise to the microphone itself. So I'm very pleased with the microphone, especially since it's targeted at gamers, where gamers just need to hear each other's voices, and very clearly you'll be able to do that with this microphone. Though if you're expecting to record professional grade equipment and you're a streamer, for example, then you may wish to get a dedicated audio interface and a dedicated condenser microphone, which I think you should be doing anyway if you're doing professional work. So the microphone, I'm going to say they've hit the mark with the microphone, and definitely for the intended market. Also, some things that I forgot to touch on earlier with this headset is that you get the Creative Blaster X Live software, which comes included for free, and it gives you 4 different profiles which will EQ your headphones to that particular genre of game. For instance, FPS will give you a bit more treble to hear footsteps easier. You also get the bass management option, crystallizer option, and surround options there, which can allow you for a little bit more of an immersive experience. I found this particularly useful in single player RPGs, where I just want that more immersive feel in a game. So all in all, I'm going to be giving this headset 4.5 stars out of 5, as I was very impressed with everything from the build quality to the actual sound itself. And I think they've hit the target market perfectly with this headset, in that gamers will have a great time on the H5s. Now, one thing I will say is that the price, these come in at 130 USD, which is fair value in my opinion, though I would like to see it around about $100. I think they would sell out like hotcakes at this price point, because they would offer just a really good overall headset for the money. Though at $130, they do start to creep into the territory of something like Fidelio L1s plus a v-moda Boom Pro, which in my opinion I do slightly prefer over the H5s, as they have a little bit better 3D imaging and they have a better microphone in my opinion. Though that being said, the fact that I'm comparing this to audiophile grade gear speaks lengths for the Creative H5. So they've done a great job with this headset, and I can highly recommend it to someone just looking for a nice clean headset that just functions very well overall. So if you have any questions about this headset, then please drop a comment in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And that's about it, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button as well, and I'm gonna peace out for now. Bye.